I guess a negotiation went wrong. Did you see Chaka Khan came out and said that she thought Kanye West's "Through the Wire" sample of her was stupid?
You know what? I saw the headline, but it didn't finish the fucking sentence. I just figured this bitch is trying to air out some shit. Why the fuck would she say that shit 15 years later?
I know, bitch. You kind of late with the whole thing. Like, okay. But so apparently she claims that, or she went on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. She talked about a bunch of different things, and somehow the Through the Wire came up, which sampled one of her records. And so she went on to say that she didn't like the song. So she said, he called me when he had just got at the hospital. He was like, "You were so instrumental in my healing process. I changed the words a little bit to the song, but I had to eat through a wire. Jaws wired shut through a straw. It meant that much to me. It really got me hurt, tugged at my string. I was like, yeah, use it. Then when it came out, I was pissed. It was like insulting, not insulting. Like, I thought it was stupid. If I'd known he was going to do that, I would have said hell no." So apparently she was upset. And this goes back to, I'm sorry, you old people not fucking understanding hip hop. So she's upset that he sampled
high pitch
and he pitched it up.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she got pissed about.
That's the soul sample, you non-hip hop bitch. Like, that's what we do. Like,
you just stretch it to the fucking time frame of the goddamn beat.
There's this thing called BPM, and I got to make it match. So to make it match, I got to kind of pitch it up so then the tempo kind of matches. But then it also does this like cool little effect it through the wire. Like it's kind of hot, and like maybe you should listen to records before you clear them. Like.
Right? And how the fuck did he get your number? You go answer people's calls like this?
That's the biggest question. Like, you just got a random number. Like, Kanye West clearly must have already been saved in your phone. Because I know when people call me from random numbers, I don't answer that shit. I let, oh shit, nigga, no voicemail. Oh, nigga, I'll talk to y'all later.
And even then, someone calling you with a tragedy, don't know what they want to do with that shit, that negativity in their life. They don't want to hear about your accident. You hurting yourself? Good, that's nice. And then you're going to just sign your way, you're fucking the rights to a song that I'm pretty sure you may or may not have complete royalties to, and he might have just been calling just as a fucking courtesy. But for you to say, oh, I don't know, that don't make no sense. But at the same time, her being the old ass person that she is, I can understand her not feeling it.
Yeah.
Thinking back to it now, it kind of has it. I don't know, because I'd have to listen to it again. But just thinking about it and thinking of it from those eye view, it's like, well, yeah, you're kind of throwing something off. I don't know.
No, and I will say that I don't think it aged well a lot in the sense of like, so his verses, he wasn't really. I think the idea of the record and the beat of the record was much better than the delivery of it. I think it was dope. Like, he was rapping with his mouth wired shut after having his shit pushed back in his mouth. Like, that was an incredible feat to do something like that. But on the verses, he wasn't that much of a lyricist. I drink a boost for breakfast, an intro for scissor. Like, you could have said so much more powerful stuff on that record.
I mean, at the same time, you're being timely, and you know you're throwing homages, and I'm pretty sure if you're stuck in the fucking bed, all you have is time to fucking think about shit. So I think that was, and you know, and homages are, you know what I'm saying, are a sense of tribute, you know what I'm saying, and respect. But whether it be in fucking movies to classics, I think the same in music. And although that wasn't the most lyrical, we know that Kanye was that backpack kid. Although it was a fucking Gucci or Louis Vuitton or whatever the fuck, like he was originally a backpack kid.
Even though Rhyme Fest was writing all that, but that's another story.
Oh, was that for real?
Kanye has had ghostwriters his entire career.
Ain't that something? And he blew up, but then again, the beats is what kind of took him there.
So I would just say, you notice how he was a backpacker when Rhyme Fest was around, and when Rhyme Fest disappeared and their relationship fell apart, Kanye got pretty materialistic. And then I would argue that a lot of his lyricism has gone away. Life of Pablo, personally, he had a couple. It's actually funny. So Life of Pablo, I wasn't a big fan of. I'm not even gonna talk about that last one. Yay, fuck that album. But Life of Pablo was interesting album. I thought it was very like transparent. It wasn't very like Mm. But the one record on there that really hit home and like I felt that record emotionally was 30 hours. And I've drove home 30 hours. And I was like, yo, that record like hit me hard because I've driven 30 hours, if you will, for a chick. But then it broke my heart to then find out recently, oh, Drake wrote that.
No way.
Drake wrote that record.
I didn't want to bring him up because he still has some time to go. And as much as I don't like him, you're talking about consistency and time and years past. I can't believe it's been over 10 years that he's been in the game.
Hate to say it because I'm also not a fan of Drake. And anytime people comment, like I got a cousin I fuck with that is a super big Drake fan, and every time he says something positive about Drake, I'm in his comments talking mad shit. And even with that, I would say how, you know, how I said Jay-Z is the greatest of all time. It's not even close. If Drake continues to do what he does for another 10 years, he's right up there. And this is coming from someone who I'm not a Drake fan, but I get that the music's not for me. But what he's doing, we've never seen before.
Word. Yeah. And again, and people can hate all day talking about, oh, well, he has ghostwriters. And I'm pretty sure even though Drake writes, we know that he has a fucking factory because he is a factory. I mean, isn't he owned by Apple? I mean, he has one of the biggest slave masters there is. So, I mean, you know, as far as, you know, backing goes. So,
bro, one of my favorite memes, because, you know, basketball head, and, you know, the Toronto Raptors just won the NBA title. First time ever Toronto has won the title. And so it was hilarious. Have you seen the meme of the kid on Scared Straight where he's like laying down trying to get some rest, and then the guards come in yelling at him, and he's like all scared, and he crying as he getting up and like trying to, you know, leave the cell or whatever? Somebody was like, yo, live footage of Drake waking up his ghostwriters after Toronto won, and then they showed that movie and the kid went, oh shit, I'm gonna go write these records. I'm sorry. What rhymes with Benihana? I'm sorry.
Oh yeah.
If you didn't like this podcast, it's probably cause you're racist.
Yeah.
Fuck your feelings though.
Yeah. What's up, man? You hear me?